In this video, I'll be going over the Word 2A, Office for the Web assignment. As usual, we can start by downloading the materials. I'll download all files. And then I'm also going to open up my office.com. Make sure you sign in with your Gmail. You'll then go to My Content, Upload, and I'll open up my Word 2A for the web instructions so that I can print that out. And I'll also upload the start file. So it should be the your name, Word 2A, Word for the web. Okay, and it looks like we'll be working on a resume. Okay, I'll start with step 1. And so I've already opened up the 2A Word for the Web doc file. Also make sure that we have the class and ribbon view. And since all of that is already set up, I'll move on to step number 3. So it tells me that on the ribbon, on my Home tab, in my paragraph group, I'll enable the Show Hide. And then I want to position the insertion point anywhere in the Word objective. Okay, so I just clicked once, anywhere inside of the Word. Next, I'm going to go up to my Table Layout tab. So these are contextual tabs that only appear when I've selected a table. So from my Table Layout tab, and although it says my Insert group, I need to click the Insert button in the Rows and Columns group. Okay, and what I'm going to do is to insert a new row above the row that is labeled as objective. So insert row above. I'll type in Daniela Frank. And let's just zoom this in so it's easier for you to see on your screen. And then I'll select the words Daniela Frank. Okay, and I'm going to change this to an 18-point font size. For step 4, it says to press your Tab key. Pressing Tab moves me to the next column. I'll type in her address, 1343 Sienna Lane, Deerfield, Wisconsin, not F, 53531. Okay, I'll then hold down Shift on my keyboard, and while holding down Shift, I'll press Enter once. That brings me down one line, but still in that same cell. I'll type in the phone number, 608-555-0588. Notice that I did put a space between the area code, okay, and the 555. I'll do another Shift Enter. And then I'll include her email address. Okay, and then it says to select all the text that we just typed in the second column. And we want to right align this. So in my Home tab, in my paragraph group, I'll select my Align Right. That brings me to step number 5, which says drag to select all the text in the first row. So the first row starting with Daniela Frank all the way across. Okay, I'll then right click and then I'll choose Merge. Still in step 5, it says to select all the text in the first row again. I'll right click over that selection And then in the mini toolbar, which is this toolbar here that appears, I'm going to click my cell shading arrow. So I have a little paint can with a blue underline. That's my cell shading button. Make sure you click the arrow next to that. Okay, and it says in the first column, select the second color. This is the white background 1, darker 5%. Okay, now that I've applied that, I'll click once outside of that area. Step 6 says to scroll down and position your insertion point anywhere in the word experience. Okay, I'll then click on my table layout tab, and then in my insert button, not the insert group because there is none, I'm going to insert below. Okay, so now I have a blank row in between my experience and honors and activities. So this is where the education will go. I'll type in education, press tab, and then I'll type in Madison area Technical College, Madison, WI. I'll hold down my Shift key on my keyboard and press enter. For step 8, it says on my ribbon, display the Home tab. So I'll click back on my Home tab. I'm going to turn off the bold, and then I'll type in Associate of Science in Information Systems, June 2021. And then I need to adjust the spacing after. So on my Layout tab, make sure you're on your regular Layout tab and not your table layout, but your regular layout. We're going to go to the paragraph group, and the after spacing needs to be changed to 18 point. So I just typed in 18 and press enter. Okay, next it says to select all the text in the objective row. So starting with objective all the way over to the right. In my layout tab, back in my paragraph group, I'm going to open up my paragraph dialog box launcher. Okay, under spacing, it says to select the before up arrow to set the spacing before to 5 point. So keep clicking until it's at 5 point, or you can manually type in 5 point and then click your OK button. Okay, and so what that did was make a slight space between the words objective and the top of that cell. For step number 10, it says on our Insert tab, in the header and footer group, select the header and footer, and then at the bottom of the screen, so notice this section down here, click in the left section just once, and then you're going to use your first underscore and your last name. Make sure you type in your own name and not mine. And then we can click anywhere in the main window of your document to get out of your footer. For step 11, it says to view your document in print preview, select the File tab, and then in the left section, select Print. So File, Print, and then click the Print button. And so this just shows you a print preview. So it should look like this with your first and last name, underscore 2A. We don't need to actually print this. We just wanted to see a preview of it. So I'll go ahead and click Cancel. And now we can save this. Make sure that you download a copy. Save it to a location that you'll remember, or if it automatically saved it to your downloads, when you go back into your Pearson MyLab, don't forget where that was. So we're in step 3, where we choose the file. find the student to a Word for the Web with a 1 in parentheses. That's the most recent one you worked on. Open, upload, and once it's done uploading, you can submit it for grading. And let's see if I had any errors in here. So I'll click on continue, and I'll go back into my Pearson MyLab. Hey, I got 100 points out of 100, so I'll move on to project 2B.